thinking about life and everything, right? And it's I'm sitting not too far from I'm in Black Park, and I was sitting here and just rolling my thoughts, and I thought about something. In 2013, I attended Everest. I attended Everest in 2013. Don't ask me. I am not good with years, okay? And things not great, okay? And I was sitting here and I was, like I said, just in my thoughts, just thinking, talking to my daughter out here with my grandbaby. And I told my granddaughter, I was telling my daughter, I spoke out loud somebody's name. While I was attending Everest, there was a young man in my class. And I have no problem, baby. Do what you like. Do what you like. And I didn't have no problem with him. He was, I don't want to say gay. I don't want to use the word gay, but he was a boy. He was a boy. He was a male. He was a male. And he identified as a girl. He wanted to be a girl. And everybody in the class loved him. Everybody. I did too. Because I was learning how to do phlebotomy. Learning how to do phlebotomy. And I wouldn't let nobody else in the class stick me. I wouldn't let nobody else in the class stick me. But he was so afraid that because, he had to learn to do the punctures, do the finger punctures in order to pass. He was so afraid, and nobody else would let them stick him. Nobody else. So I let him stick me. And there was two people in the class that I let use me as a dummy in the class, as as a client, patient, however you want to call it. And nobody would let them practice. Okay. Well, I let him practice on me. I didn't have no problem with it, and he did very good. He did very, very good. And everybody applauded him, congratulated him, praised him, and everything. When I say he was a sweetheart, he was a sweetheart. And he was also a twin. But his self-esteem was so because of society, and he came from a home that did not accept him for who he was. Because his mom was so into the religious of, you should not be like this, because the Bible says you should not be like this. He adopted one of my beautiful daughters. I call her my daughter because we share the same birthday. I had never met a young lady that shared the same birthday with me until I met this young lady going to Everest. Him and her got close, they got cool and everything, and that was her person. For that moment, that was her person. I say this to say this, that baby I can't call him a baby. That young man had an opportunity. He had an opportunity. But because of everybody, his family, society could not accept him for who he was. That baby committed suicide. Right here at the Detroit River, at the end of where the Everest was at Atwater. At the end of Atwater, where Everest used to be. He walked out the school to the end of the building and jumped in the Detroit River. I'm sitting here and I remember the day I got that call from one of my classmates. Now mind you, I didn't say this. I was one of the oldest people in that class. On one of my reinvent myself moments, getting the skill, educating myself, getting the skill. And sitting here just made me, just brought it back to, we got to be mindful about other people. We can't be playing with people's feelings. We can't be telling people that we can't be calling people out their name. We have to accept people for who they are. And I've always accepted people for who they are. Because who were you? I've always accepted people for who they are. But because society, that baby wanted to wear, and I keep calling him a baby and I don't understand why. That young man how he felt. But so many people told him that he should not feel like that because he was born with male parts. So that's like being judgmental. That was being real. So you living in a world where you being judged and you don't fit in. You don't fit in with your family. You don't fit in with a certain group of friends. You trying to discover. You still discovering who you are and trying to break away from the stereotype and the norm of you're not supposed to be this because you are this. Stop judging people because they choose to be what they want to be. If it ain't bothering you, it ain't bothering you. Mind your business. Because somebody may say, get on here and say, well, that baby didn't have a strong mind. No, that baby didn't have a support system. Everybody think because you have a strong mind, you have to have a support system to go with that strong mind. That baby didn't have a support system. And without that support system, he felt that the only thing that he could do was take himself off this earth by jumping in the Detroit River. So I'm saying all of this to say, be mindful when you're dealing with other people. Be mindful what you say to other people because you don't know. You might be the dagger. You might be the bullet. You might be the hatchet. Or you might be the Band-Aid. Or you might be the super glue. Or you might be the needle and thread. So you don't know how you affect other people when you meet people. It hurt me that day I got that call that young man had took his life. And I had to get my butt down here to see what was going on. That baby had no outlet to say, hey, I can be who I want to be, but I don't fit in. It's so many people in the world that don't fit in, feel like they don't fit in because they're not meant to fit in. They are meant to stand out. But until you discover who you are and what part of your purpose is, and life is beautiful no matter what's going on. Life is beautiful no matter what's going on. Life is beautiful. So when I say, I'm just sitting here, that's where my thoughts went. That be mindful. Just be mindful of the things you say to other people because you don't know how you show up in their life or how you impact their life. Or how you might push them into being a whole new person you don't know. So